Happy April 1st, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to FYI for your information. I
Good
am Director
morning.
Finance, joined by Sharon Duncan.
Sherrod.
You know, another
Never
month,
pronounced my name right.
another month in the business,
Yes,
guys.
yes.
Oh my God.
Another month.
I
Another month it is.
haven't pranked Sharon as yet, but I'm telling
Yeah,
you, it's gonna
yeah,
come.
yeah,
It's gonna
yeah.
come when he's least expecting it today. He's gonna be pranked. So look out for him. I'm gonna try to get footage for you guys.
April 1st it is. How are you guys doing? How are you out there? Folks, we hope you had a good March.
Yes.
You had a good March. We hope so that you set you set your goals. And if you're not quite there, at least you're on your way. That's the important thing. We hope you guys have had a good March. It's April, fired up, ready to go.
You know, as we heading into April, I saw something circulating online. You know, one of these memes that said, "Persons, nobody told us that our March salary had to last us through the Easter weekend."
Oh, really?
So,
Oh, really? Oh, really?
persons are getting paid after, so nobody told us that the March salary had to last us through that weekend. You know?
Yep. Lots going on out there, guys. Lots going on. And we hope you guys are ready. Whatever challenge comes in April, whatever situations arise, now you know you're gonna get through it. You're gonna get through it.
Definitely.
And you know, it's good to start the month on that very, very high note. It's very important. You know, it was just like yesterday. It was March 1st. We were starting March.
You know,
and here we are.
The crazy thing is that every morning we get up and we try to start the day on a high note every single day.
Yeah.
No matter the pressing issues, the challenges, and all of that, we always try to put a smile on our faces and come out here and just get it done. You know,
It means it's real coffee we'll be drinking. A lot of coffee. And I see somebody joining us from Cortland in the USA.
Yes.
Let me see if we can. I really want to see who some of these folks are. Cortland, USA. Oh yeah, Chisel Chipper joining us from Cortland, New York. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. Welcome to the broadcast. And you know, soon you come on.
Share the live stream. So, that's
It's
my way of doing it.
It's a new month.
Oh my goodness.
Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Really good to see you guys out there. Good to have all of you here.
Guys, I am looking at the comment section right now, and I just want to give you guys the normal morning shout out. I don't want to get in trouble, right? Share, and if you share, I'm going to call your name. You know, when we don't call persons' name,
Gotta do.
we share. It's crazy. Marlon Thomas, good morning to you. It's April Fool's Day, everyone. So I see all the comments coming to you. Happy April Fool's Day. I see Dawn Baines in the comment section already. I see Sandra Broderson is watching this morning, guys. You know, and I will ask the guys to release the comments so that we can actually
Release the comments.
Release the comments.
Release the comments, guys.
I see Gordon Smith joining us this morning. I see Cecile Ogle. Good morning to you, Cecile, and all the persons there. The FYI family is just expanding. You're getting better. We're getting closer. So,
plenty mouths to feed. We're big.
Sherry Baskin Greenwich is joining us again from Barbados. Good morning to you and all the folks joining from Barbados. It's Gordon Smith, Paula Stewart.
Hi, Sherry.
I see Loretta. I see Julian Mars joining from the US this morning. How do you say it? Randy?
Randy.
Randy. There's
Randy.
J at the end of
You have
that
a simple name, Zimbabwe. I'm the top.
Oh my goodness.
And Jarita and Sherrod. Simple name.
Oh my goodness.
Simple name.
Jarrett is not a simple name. You know, when I type in that name, usually when you see persons like if your name is like Sarah or Susan, and so when you put in your email address, you have to put a number there because there are so many other persons with that name. Me, I just type in Jaretta Finance at Gmail.
One and only.
Jaretta Finance at Yahoo.com.
Trying to say she's special.
Super special.
She's special.
Vanessa Murray, Lyndon is in the house.
Yep.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, Lyndon, where?
Vanessa Murray.
Oh, Lyndon always here. Big and proud.
Always.
Lovely.
Yes,
lovely.
always.
Love us some
we
Lyndon.
owe Lyndon a trip.
Yes,
a visit.
yes. We owe you guys a trip.
Yes,
right?
so most definitely.
Not Barnica so much. Lyndon, we owe you a trip.
Okay, so someone is Festival City is in the house also, but not Bartica. Did you just say that? That went
no, Festival City. We're on Festival City. Festival City in the house. How are you doing, Festival City? We owe you a trip too. We owe Festival City a trip. How things down that side?
I still get them hot flashes or something like
hot
that.
Flashes. The flashes are hot. Folks, Georgia needs some help.
Gordon Smith is joining from Canada. Good morning.
Oh wow,
to you
your
and the
fancy
folks,
place, Gordon.
from Canada this
Fancy
morning.
place, Gordon. Good to have you.
Yeah,
Good to have you guys.
I like the support that I'm getting in the comment section. It says, yes, I'm a special person, you know. So I'm
I can send you all the book. Hold on.
Good morning.
I'll send you all the book.
From Turks and Caicos, we have Pamela joining us from Turks and Caicos. Randy says joining us from Bardi. Warren sent to googly eyes. I know what's going on with Warren this morning. Warren, what are you implying
The
there?
specialty, the specialty.
New Jersey in the form of Dave Durrell is coming from New Jersey this morning. So good morning to you, Dave. How are you over there? Well, you know Don Cook is coming from Region 3. You ain't got to guess.
Don, how you doing? How the bridge today?
Oh, you know,
I hope your fix is selling. I hope the fix is selling problem. We hope.
Yes, an accident waiting to happen. So definitely we don't want it to go there. So that needs to be fixed indeed. And New York City, is it Jazzy in it? So these names are these Facebook made up there.
Who you are hiding from?
I don't know.
Who you are hiding from?
Watching from Maryland, we see Patricia Albert is in the house, also from Linden. I think the Maryland comment went by too fast there for me. Wendy is also with us. Beatrice is joining us this morning.
Toronto's in the house. Good to see you, bitch.
Lennox Anderson is also there with us, here with us this morning.
Here with us.
Same thing, same
We
different,
about.
right?
We about. Good to see you guys. Good to have you guys.
Is it Yeeson Slow is watching from Trinidad?
Trinidad in the house.
Trinidad and Guyana has been having
Trinidad left every day.
You know.
Every day they're writing what in the papers.
Every single day.
Every day they got in the papers.
Yes, there was 2 whole articles, you know. Some of the things I wasn't so proud of.
Yeah. Read the whole horoscope, you know.
Like, yes, y'all saying this, but y'all not saying that.
Yes. Like how we richer than y'all.
My goodness, Trinidad, y'all take it easy. Come on, we get in there pretty soon. Pretty soon, right? You know.
True.
You know?
Hopefully.
Drink my tea.
Hopefully. Drink your tea, my own business. I wish some folks were like you. They go to press conferences with tea and so on, but they really mind their own business. You go and till the Trinidad. We got to mend our relationship with Trinidad.
Yeah.
We're better together.
That's a sister nation basically, because we've been doing so much business. There's so many Trinidadians here. There's so many Guyanese there, and I keep saying that the world is so interdependent in terms of the economy and all of those things that no one can survive without. We can't survive without each other.
But there's more than that. We got a lot of links to Trinidad that we don't take cognizance of. For instance, my big son is Trinidadian.
Exactly. You see?
Yeah.
Sure, got a different level of linkage, you know. That's different.
We were living in Trinidad when we had him. He has a Trinidadian passport.
Oh my gosh, you see?
He's Trinidadian.
You see, Sherrod is like peace, Barbadian peace, Georgetown. You think about it. Right?
No, but I'm not the only person. Lots of folks and you got Trinidadians who, as a matter of fact, Ian McDonald, who writes for Starbuck News, is Trinidadian by birth. He's lived there perhaps his whole life.
Got you.
Right. So we mixed in as a people. You can't simply say it's them over there. It's we, sir. Right here where we live, and people trying to do that.
My goodness.
Right here where we're living. But we're just, if we're a global village, imagine us right in the region here.
Yeah.
Right. We're beyond family. Right. We can divorce Trinidad from us. They can, Suriname and Barbados.
Well, my cousin did call to say that she lives in Trinidad because they're Trinidadians by birth also. Because my aunt was over there when she gave birth to them. She came back to Guyana some years ago, and then they grew up. Some aspects of their life they spent here, but then they went back over to Trinidad because stuff was not as they wanted it to be. And so now they actually communicated based on the back and forth that they're looking at in the media. They said the media over there is not resting this thing with Guyana.
No. Somebody needs to apologize and let me move on, folks. I beg you. I beg you. Let's apologize and move on, please. They're good to see so many folks joining us this morning. Magnell Barrow says, Sarah says, go to Barbados and Miami, then going regional. Yeah, too costly. Yep. We're following that.
Yeah, we're following that too. A lot's being said.
Sarah's saying a lot these days.
I'm impressed.
Sarah's saying a lot these days.
We need to drink her tea.
I think we're talking about Sarah a little later on in the program. We're going to be talking about Sarah a little later on in the program. I think we need to head right into the trend this morning.
Well, we should. Let's go into the trend.
Into the trend. How you guys are doing? Into the trend. I think we're starting with South Africa.
Yes, most
internationally. That's where we're starting. South Africa. Lots of stuff happening in this world, you know. Lots of stuff. Look what happening in South Africa here. A student, you know, she was supposed to receive a little money from the government, right, in her bank account. She didn't receive the money. It's not like, hey, the promised things they didn't give me. She didn't receive the money, but she received more than she was expecting. She was expecting $1,400 in South African currency. I think it's the rand. $1,400. She received 14 million. She received $14 million, folks. And quite strangely, the young lady went and buy a whole set of clothes. Isn't it just like us? A whole set of clothes she went and buy. And so we're following this. It amounts to, I think, $1 million US.
Correct. That's what's going on over there.
Yep, she went to buy a whole set of clothes.
So I want to say what it was. It was a student grant. That's what the money was that she was going to receive. It was a student grant, and the student grant was supposed to be 1,400 rand in but she, instead of getting that, they accidentally put $14 million rand instead to her account. But instead of notifying folks that this happened, she went out, she saw that in the account, and she went on a shopping spree.
What would you all would have done?
That's a question I
want
to ask.
What would you all do?
That's what I want to know.
Cameron Augustus.
You know?
You go, you see 40 million.
Instead of 1,400.
You was to get a little 25,000, what do you call it? Let's give it.
The grants.
The COVID cash grant.
Yeah.
You go and you see 25 million. What are you doing? You going and say, hey, Irfan, I know what I but take back this 30 million, or how much ever, 975,000. Right? What would you have done?
You got a number from.
Maybe no maths. 900.
Let's not focus on that number.
900. How much is a million?
It's 14. It's 14.
No, I'm saying if they get if in our case you're expecting 25,000, you get 25 million.
Okay, got it.
Right? You know how much you do? What are you doing with the money? What would you do? Don't even say what you doing with the money.
Yeah.
What would you do? Let's start from there. What would you do?
Knowing.
Public Accounts Committee member of Parliament.
This is something that it's a wrong. Let me tell you, not because the money was placed into your account. If you know that this is not money that you earn, you have to draw attention to it. And I want to
your family or his spouse.
No,
you
can't.
Your creditors.
You can't spend. People, listen. No matter how tempting it is, you should not be spending money that doesn't belong to you. But I want to make this point.
What if you're praying the night before? You say, Lord, you see how this economy going? Help I. You turn up tomorrow morning, bank, you see 25 million, say, the Lord, don't come.
I might ruffle some feathers right now. But let me tell you something. Lord, don't put money in your account. If you see it,
you sure?
I didn't put it there.
You sure the Lord guide the hand, the guiding hand of faith, right? I can hear some people out there saying, "You just stupid body."
No, listen, no, don't touch.
Look how you can put yourself in a nice place now.
Don't touch this money.
This is what all them boys doing you. All them boys prosecuting you. 25 million.
But I want to raise this point because, like you just mentioned, as being a member of the Public Accounts Committee, one of the things that we've been looking at every single year, it keeps repeating itself as the years go by. And as far back as I've been looking at 2010, before that, 2004, and all of those reports, it keeps speaking about overpayments, and basically money being placed in people's accounts, and they either retired or they resigned or things like that, and they were overpaid. And they spend out the money, and the government can't get it back. So this is not something.
So you got a debt forgiveness program.
Well, the thing is about it is that there are very minimum amounts of persons that actually repay any of the money. Some of them just come in and give back a fraction of it, because obviously, if you don't know that you were
and you got money in your account, you're just spending.
It's not as case as those millions of dollars. It's a couple $1,000.
If I see 25 million in my bank account, I might know that it's not me money.
That's
I just
you.
spend it. Me going to check balance.
Listen,
you just spend it.
You speak for yourself. People go to my bank account to the bank, right? They might feel sorry I left something.
They know. It's too weak. It's too weak. I feel I feel like you got 25. I see people say a lot of prayers answer here, right? And in the public sector too, right? You get money in your account. Like, I mean, I don't know. How come me get a kind of luck, man?
No, but
how come me get a kind of luck?
But the level here, when those things go on for years and you are not able to get back the money to put back into the coffers, then it basically has to be written off because resources are expended, putting notices in papers of persons. You may very well end up spending more money trying to get back the money
I could see
that you're actually getting back.
I can see why Judy says that this happens year after year, because if you can get right off, I could see, right?
No, but it's not the fault of the persons. It's the fault of the system.
Of course not.
It's a
You
system failure.
You think it's this student's fault? It's not a student's fault in South Africa that she got this how much type of million. It's not she fault.
Oh my
right?
goodness.
But I think based on the information the guys have put together for us, she's gonna see some jail time. I think so.
Oh my gosh.
I think so. 40 million.
Yep.
40. She had nice time.
Yep.
She buy clothes. I don't know. So much things you could do with 40 million. You can buy clothes.
It's very, very sad. I must
she
say.
Put a set of photographs on Instagram, living the big life with the TV money. Some reality, see.
But that's just a bit of information for you. It will be considered theft if you see money in your account that it does not belong to you. Even if you did not go put it in there yourself and you go and spend this money that doesn't belong to you, it's considered theft. So just a bit of information.
But I can see some people with some technical argument. But how you mean money in my account is theft?
Yeah, but if you spend the money, you're supposed to be honest.
If you got money in there, how you know you're spending this money or that money? Everything mixed up. You ain't checking the see balance. You just know you got money in your account and you're buying stuff.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm. You need to be doing some financial work in your account to know how much you had.
Who has time with that in these tough economic season?
I do. I need to account for every dollar.
Let me see. Somebody said I got bad luck. It's true. These things don't happen to me. Money account just out in the blues,
oh
right?
My goodness.
Maureen Cobbins says, return it. Wrong is wrong. I hear you.
You have to.
I hear you, but
At
I'm
least
listening.
you'll be going to jail like the young lady.
Yeah. You gotta do the right thing. Right? I'm required to say that. I'm required to say that. Let us do the right thing, folks. Let's do the right thing. Let's do the right thing.
So, what am I saying? 40 million, I say I win the lotto.
Yeah. I said the Lord don't come, He sends. Well, Sinead, the Lord don't come, He sends.
My goodness.
He sends.
Yeah. I'll be here as the conscience to Him. I'll be here reminding Him of the repercussions, the consequences.
Like I said, drink your tea, Charita. Drink your tea and mind your business. That being said, talking about conscience, guys. Talking about conscience, it seems that you got a leader in the Caribbean. His conscience getting to you now. He's been in power for a little while. Apologies there, but Morna Toby says she's watching from Port Kaituma in Region 1.
Lovely. I love it.
Port Kaituma in Region 1.
I'm a little biased,
right?
I love to see persons join from Region 1, Region 2, Region 8, Region 9. Those, I'm so interested in the program having that reach.
Yeah. So good. But it'd be interesting, like what Sarah said. You could reach till to London and Kimbia. Is Kimbia? Whatever the country name is. But you can't reach someplace in your own country because of signal. It's madness.
But she was talking about, I think it was Miami, Barbados.
No, but it's the same. No, I'm just saying it's the same issue. Being able to, the expense.
Yeah.
The technology is not in place. The infrastructure is not in place to get to some remote locations in our country.
The beauty of our country cannot be explored.
Yeah. There's that too. Jennifer Bob, we see you. Tasha Sillette, Sandra Raphael says, opportunities lost, never again. I love that. Hear the Rita. And when you going to say no, I hear you. I love that.
I saw these three.
And it's talking about the money.
I had seen this article on News Source speaking about these three elderly persons that was a part of that drug bust that were arrested.
Opportunities like people take a risk.
And Uncle Gordon said, caption it for old time's sake. No,
people took a risk.
That opportunity is a very costly opportunity.
The people took a risk, it didn't work out. What are you gonna do? Next time, folks. So as I was saying, it appears to be that, one of our Caribbean leaders, like, he conscience pricking him.
Yes.
Been in government for a little while now. You all know him. We all know him.
Let me talk about
Right?
this guy.
Right?
It's Cher's friend.
You all know him. It's my friend.
Cher's best friend.
Who is that, folks? Let me see if we can get it up for you guys. Look what we're talking about.
Look, Cher's friend.
Man himself, boy. Ralph Gonzalez, the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Ralph Gonzalez. Yep. You know what he's talking about? He's talking about passing on the baton of leadership, the mantle of leadership. He's been in government for about 25 years now. Right? He's won 5 elections. You see, when you get a rock belt in your head, your conscience will take a turn. You get one, folks, y'all know the story? Y'all know the story? Ralph was pretty bad. And Ralph was good. Of course, we don't recommend this anywhere. I'm required to say that. I'm required to say that. We don't condone violence in any form. Right? That's the disclaimer. Yeah, we don't condone violence in any form. Let me be politically correct. Right? I'm required to say that. In any form, folks. So Ralph was going to Parliament.
Yes.
Right? I can't remember what the folks there in St. Vincent and Grenadines were protesting. But there was a protest. And he plenty big. He's untouchable. Right? One stone. Somebody pelled the Prime Minister. The different in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, different. One stone. You see, since that day, it's a different Ralph. It's a different Ralph. Totally different Ralph. One stone could change the course of your life. One stone.
So now he's talking about passing on the mantle.
Yes. You think Ralph want another stone in the head? Ralph saying, what? I did long way. Let leave with my life intact. Right? Let leave in my right senses.
Again, we do not condone violence of any
sort. At all. Of course not.
That
goes without saying. It's like the money. We don't steal. Of course not. You only have to ask us that. It goes without saying. Right? We don't condone violence. But it's good that they're talking now about leadership, passing on the baton and the mantle and so on. More leaders. I wouldn't even say Caribbean leaders. I know a couple of them right here.
Me too.
Right? We had Cameron traveling on last night, did the lines for change. And he was saying a particular one, Jack Dion needs to go to pasture. Cameron just said in your own way. Needs to go to pasture.
Yeah.
They're both long. Folks, it's strange. What is strange to me? When I was growing up, you see some people up there. How you not become a big man? I gotta fight them same people,
It's so strange because even as a child in secondary school, you see some persons in politics, right? And then it is crazy that you have to come and sit in the National Assembly with these same people.
Now, when you look at them, you say, these are the people I used to look up to?
Yeah, exactly, right?
These
most disturbing.
Deeply flawed human beings?
Evil.
Right?
People.
Is these folks here? When you look at them, you say, well, folks, look. But again, what is happening here is interesting because you don't hear this often.
But I think what is, I don't know how to take it. That he's saying having that conversation about passing it on.
How come we don't know how to take it?
I don't know how to take it because a lot of times you see persons, a lot of these political leaders, a lot of times when they make these decisions is because it comes from a forced position when they see that their ratings are basically going down and so they try to salvage what bit of one bit of credibility and so forth that they have left and they try to bow out at that point. But usually that doesn't happen until there's public pressure and they see that their ratings are going down. So I don't know.
A brick can do that to you.
I don't know if it is a willful bowing out and speaking on that. I don't know if it's genuine or not, but it's good nevertheless. We take it in good stride.
Yep. And again, I dare say, I'm using Judy's phrase, I dare say more Caribbean leaders, more regional leaders. I want to think about this, right? If you're thinking that in an organization, in a trade union, one person shouldn't be president for 40 years.
My goodness.
Then nationally too.
Yeah.
Right? You're devout. You're still hungry for power. Right? You went to the top for a long time. You come back now, you want to come second place for a long time. How much is enough?
Yep.
Right? How much is enough? That's the struggle. When you get some challenges, and I can see it. In this case of the People's Progressive Party locally, I think let's put a hypothesis there.
Okay.
Share hypothesis.
Mhm.
Right? Let's say Irfan served 2 terms.
Okay.
You think Irfan want disappear like Donald?
My goodness.
I wonder how the car gonna share then, because somebody else got to be the Medvedev till he put in.
Mhm.
And Irfan look like he gonna want to be put in too. So I don't know how this car is gonna shake. It's not a good model.
Your friend sharing 2 terms, that's equivalent to
Right?
Jagdio serving how many terms?
I told you the hypothesis. I told you the hypothesis.
That's equivalent to
Right?
Jagdio serving how many
I
terms?
show
Every term Irfan serves is a
Yeah.
term Jagdio serves. Let's just be real people, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it is a hypothesis, but you know, I talked about the hypothesis.
But let me take a bit right.
Pin.
If we are to assume that their system is the system that is had right now is one that they intend to go forward with, then Jagdio is always going to put himself in a position that he will be at the helm of the decision making for the PVP.
Unless Irfan outsmart him. You see Irfan done slimming down already?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That being said, folks, it argues well. That's all I'm saying. In the Raul Gonzalez case, that leaders who've been on the scene for a long time talk about succession,
Yes.
and it is an active part of leadership.
Yes.
Active part of leadership. Yep. So that was having that fun, but it seems as though that brick worked. That brick, we don't condone violence by any means, but that brick, folks,
The metaphorical brick.
the metaphorical brick, they'll wake up Ralph. Right. Ralph said a couple good years ago, if I can spend with me family, I'll try with this thing here, it don't work it.
But you can contribute. I think even looking at my own self, I think one of the things that I took, I believe, I cannot remember, but one of the Caribbean politicians, one of the female politicians, she was speaking and she said that one of the things that she learned very early is when you plan your entry into politics, you should at the same time be planning what is your exit from politics. And you don't go in there and think that you claim that space is your personal space. You go in there, you do the work, and you keep moving forward. And if you are effective in doing the work that you should be doing, then you wouldn't see the need to be stuck there all the time.
Yeah, those of you who love reading the way we love reading. Stephen Covey, that's one of the principles in the seven
habits of
highly effective people. Thanks, you're sharp there. 7 habits. He said, begin with the end in mind.
I did that course. I'm certified in Stephen Covey's course. I'm sorry. Yes, my dear. Yes.
Look how cute you graduate. Try with that. Certified. That being said, folks, a lot of interesting things happening in the region, and this is just one instance with Raul Gonzalez. But guys who are now joining us, welcome to the program. We're required to say that according to the script. Remind them after every segment. Welcome. So welcome, Dave Jurel. Share. Smash the emoji button. Morris Alvina. How are you doing, Morris? Jewel Ward. Jewel, I ain't seen for a little while. Wherever you owe us, I forgive you. Come run more often. Seymour George, good to see you. Penelope Award. Jewel don't owe us anything, folks. It's April 1st.
Naomi said
Naomi
Drucker.
She's a girl, she thinks. You try with that. Pim, she was certified. Stephen Cole. I beg your pardon. Like I went you, just like a year dropout. Like I went to university.
I have some strange certification.
I beg your pardon.
You know what else I'm certified in? But I have to update it. But I'm also for a trained first aider.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
You wouldn't die very likely around me.
Oh, no. So when people here can bust you run into the scene.
Man, I know how to deal with that. You can't breathe, I can
Use the problem with this country. Don Johnson, good to see you. Hubbard, is it Hubbard or Hubert? Hubbard, Musa, and Vernon Caesar. We got extra here, though. Matthew Dennison, you see that? Matthew, watching us from Manhattan.
So do we have we have a visitor in the comment section there. You know, AWD, you know that person?
Oh, yes. AWD. Amanza Walton Desir. Amanza, good to see you. Amanza is touring.
Amanza in the comment section this
morning. Touring.
Good morning, Amanza. I hope you're having a bit of relaxation.
Yes.
You know, sometimes
rest the old foot.
Yeah. Sometimes we work so hard. We take it. It's not very often that we get some time to actually relax and breathe a little bit. So I'm hoping that Amanza is putting some of the work aside and having a bit of a breather.
Yeah,
for
it's
herself.
necessary.
Yeah.
It's necessary, especially when you get not in it.
Listen, you're gonna deal with it
I
when
won't
you
live
get
down
back
that one.
there.
I'm not gonna live down one. Good to see you, Dora Divina Brutus, Margaret Morris, Ingrid King, Sharon McPherson, Peter Sills, Alicia Thomas, Ethan Duke. I see the guy saying leave some
Go
names for
back to
Drita to
that.
call. The guy saying leave some names for Drita to call.
People don't want you calling names, you know, they want to hear it coming out of my mouth, apparently. Look, wait, stop right there. So Jewel Ward says something there for you.
Jewel says what? I will pay my due, Cheryl, as soon as it's deposited in my account. Pay some power. Pay some power, Jewel. Jewel, my God, move to South Africa, kind of different there. Money sharing, this thing looking up 40 billion, girl.
Grand.
Yep.
You know?
Jewel, good to see you, Jewel. Good to see you. Great to see you, rather. Great to see you, Jewel. Yep. Yeah, so as you were saying, a lot of stuff happening around the Caribbean. A lot of stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah.
And this is all the issue we're going to talk about. I wish we have to become, progressive as a country. We got some views now, we neighbors, see what they're doing and what we can borrow from them, how we can advance this country that belongs to all of us. I dare say so.
Yeah.
All of us. Whether y'all know I like the First Lady. So whether you're PPP,
You do?
whether you're AFC, whether she the First Lady went usually together now. You do? I don't understand
Yeah,
it.
we don't go to UG together.
Whether you are WPA, whether you are TUF or no, there's no TUF, sorry. Whatever party, this country belongs to all of us, or no party at all. And we gotta do it together. And I wish we would look and see the good things that are happening in other places and try to see how maybe we can borrow best practices. Sometimes when you go overseas, you wonder if the leaders in this country don't see anything you could borrow.
Well, Sarah spoke about best practices also.
We're coming to Sarah. Don't give away too much yet.
Sarah said a lot of things.
Sarah talking a lot, boy. Talking a lot. And action's happening. I love it. I love it. But that being said, look what the guys are doing in Jamaica, for instance.
Oh, yes.
Right? They've gone into now digital currency.
Jamaica different, Jamaica is and you have to commend in the island when you see these things. But the name of it, Jamdex.
Jamdex? What? Sorry?
Dex.
Oh, Dex, sorry. See, pronunciation. You see, even when Queen's like, you like to say it properly. Right? Yeah, Jamdex. Enunciation can be crisp. They've gone digital.
Oh my goodness.
And they say there are 2 other countries in the region that got digital currency.
Correct, yes.
Folks, listen to me. We gotta come out the box. We gotta come out the box and we gotta think big. And that's why I said, you know what? I will continue to say this. We will continue to say this. That we had some missed opportunities with COVID-19.
Yes.
And the same way we were forcing people to take the vaccine, we should have been pushing in some other areas too. Talking about the vaccine, I wonder what some people must look at the employees now. Imagine you had to lock him out the gate.
Yes, my goodness.
Look at you had to lock him out the gate. And for what? Right? I sure some people go to work with some bricks in the bag every day. So waiting on the opportunity.
Metaphorical.
Right? Bringing you out to your senses. No, but it was such an inhumane time. But when you're in your crisis, you see the real people, Yes. You see the real people. We locked out people, turned people away, deducted salary out.
It's a frontline worker. I think that was the worst thing.
That was brutal.
That was the worst thing ever.
That's not who we are at all.
Yep.
Right? But again, we had some missed opportunities. For instance, going digital, right? Force people to get a bank account that you could put money in with a card. No. We rather go because how we can thief it out?
Yeah.
Right?
Basically.
Suitcases of money and we go village to village, bottom house to bottom house. Hold this 25,000. Hold this. Hold that.
I don't think that was ever done anywhere in this world before.
Right?
That level of nonsense.
But look what's happening in South Africa. Right? The point is, you had a student who could have money deposited in her account. Right?
Yep.
And so Jamaica is going with digital currency. Some other parts of the Caribbean, one Caribbean territory, I think the Eastern Caribbean, some of the countries there, Antigua and Barbuda and Kitts and Nevis, they have a digital currency because they belong to the EC.
Yeah.
And then I think Barbados Barbados has a digital currency too. But we gotta progress.
Yeah.
We gotta progress. How much time and effort goes into making sure that money don't tear, they don't
Yeah.
wear down,
Yeah.
you know? And then the $2,000 bill, that's another story by itself.
Mhm.
Beautiful looking, right? But it can't stand the pressure.
I think the most if you're to say about which one of our currencies is more presentable, it would be the
Of
$5,000
course,
bill. But
of course, you would say that, Rachel. The 5,000 more
no, but
percent.
that's a fact, right? This is it is. Come on, no, come on, people.
But again, kudos to Jamaica for going in this
I see.
direction.
Alan
When-
Finance is saying that people don't like a digital trail that you can track. You know, it hinders the corruption.
It hinders the. I don't doubt you, Alan. I don't doubt you. But of course, if our people, their eyes aren't open as yet, this is what leadership does, right? You gotta paint the picture. Why is this important
Yeah.
for us, right?
But they're saying it's going to encourage more persons because I think that one of the things that they said is that they still have a large percent of the population that remains outside of the formal financial
I love it when
system.
they say that. Yes.
You know, they still have a lot. So they are hoping that when you make improve systems, you make it more friendly, user friendly altogether, then you'll be able to capture more persons into that formal system.
Yeah, yeah. And that is why I love what's happening in other areas in our country where we're going digital.
Yes.
I love the fact that there is not a digital currency per se, but you can move money digitally.
Yeah.
And I would wish, the company didn't ask us to do a promo for them or so on. So I wouldn't call any names. But that being said, I'm happy that that facility is available,
Yes.
and more persons should sign up for it. I'm not in agreement with some of the amounts you have to pay them to take out your own money. I'm not too much in agreement with that. But at least it's a good start. I wouldn't hate the system too much because it's a good start. But Jamaica forging ahead with its own digital currency.
They need a little bit of competition to push that
Yep.
fee down.
Yep. But there was it wasn't digital currency, but it was the format. What it was, there was coming on board a couple of years ago. Ruan Willibus was part of the team looking at that. It was a similar facility to transfer money electronically. I don't know what ever happened to them.
You know, listen to me.
I gotta talk with Ruan.
Let me be quite frank with persons. A lot of people don't know because they haven't experienced the accounting systems that are utilized by businessmen and women in this country. A lot of businessmen and women in this country choose to either do manual accounting systems or choose to do the dual system, to have one part manual and one part electronic. And that's because it is harder to audit those manual systems. And that has been going on in our country for a very long time.
Wow. So they want to evade taxes and so on.
Yes, of course.
So
That's how it's done. But a lot of work needs to be done in order to getting everyone up to speed with the utilization of those things, because there's pros and cons to it. And especially when it comes to, the taxation part, the pro is to the government of the day, and the fact that they'll be able to capture more information as to who should and should not be.
Which is what Teresa Gilts is saying, that digital transactions will hold them accountable.
Yeah.
And they don't like accountability. So there's that. Gershom Dowding is saying that the comments are going by so fast. But I think we should start thinking in these areas. At
least we want to, and one of the things I want to point out is that here we have Jamaica with this whole Jamdex, and they're going into this form of digital currency. And when we want to be able to be critical of other countries, we need to be one step ahead of them with these things. We cannot have persons going ahead with and being innovative and being creative and pushing forward with such good initiatives, and then we want to go and be critical and say, pretend that we are so much better when we're not in a whole lot of ways.
I'm trying to remember what is the platform that Intellect Storm, that fantastic company, they were trying to bring up the one, which is similar to this one in terms of being able to pay for stuff online. I can't remember for the life of me.
Okay.
But it was going to be a game changer. I don't know whatever happened to it. But here is where you can provide funding, I guess, to people who are innovative in this way, because we have to catch up with the rest of the world, believe it or not.
Yeah.
The minute you step out of the borders of this country in any direction, life is vastly different, right? And I can tell you this, an experience I had, overseas. I went into a hotel room alone, and my first time going into a high-end hotel. You got a little card, and when I go inside, I'm trying to look and see when the switch there. I look even the light switch, all over looking. Me seeing so I say, what kind of place is this? Them people install the switch yet. I see when you put a little card in the slot on the wall, looks all the lights come on.
Yeah.
I even see my name on the clock on the television. Good morning, Mr. Sheridan. I said, all people know my name. What kind of obvious system is this here? We far back, we far back. And that's why I was making the point the other morning. We were talking about Trinidad.
Yeah.
That while we talking down Trinidad.
Yeah. You spoke about
cable.
Waters, yeah.
Hot and cold.
What's
Those
normal
are regular,
standard,
normal standard things. When you say hot and cold shower, it's bushy living. Right? I put a card in that slot on the wall and I see the light come on. I said, bind you, devil. I rebuke you, Satan. I said, Mr.
Can't send share no
But
way.
you see, when,
You gotta go with company.
I nearly run outside. Right? The other feat I had, back then, I was hungry. I was staying somewhere in another hotel alone. I wasn't sending photographs, nude photographs and so on to anybody. I was on my best behavior. Right? I ain't sending no nude images. I ain't talking to nobody or so on. I just to myself.
You gotta pray in the morning and say your prayers.
You get to say my prayers, do a little devotion and so on. So the guys told me that there is a machine on one of the other floors, a vending machine. I got snacks and drink. I got with machine. I stand and said, what's the how this machine accepting this money? How it accepting coins and so on? We bring back. Once you step out of this country, it's like.
But we have great aspirations and expectations, and that's why we have to. It is everyone's responsibility to hold governments accountable. So that we get to a level in which everyone is proud to be Guyanese.
And you know what? We got a far way to go as a country. Let me stop abusing down other countries and so on. Let's start here. And number two, there is so much we can do together as a country, together as political parties, as people, whether it's black people, Indian people, Portuguese people, Chinese people, so much, we can do together, right? I always say one of my mentors in running, Eliud Kipchoge, best in the world. He says 1% of him, right, is not the whole team.
Correct.
If he tries to do something in his own, he can get so far, but the team helps to multiply. So he relies on his team tremendously. 1% of the PPP. As a matter of fact, he said 1% of him, yes, I think that's it. That's the whole thing there. So together, that's the whole notion. We can do so much if we only sit down. We got to compass as a country, being judged only by how much roads we build. Since I grew up as a little boy, right? I mean, we said every spot in this country should be paved by now. How much water, how much pipe we run, we still clap when the light come back. We got to move beyond those things, right? Innovative digital currency. What else is out there we should be pressing for? And that is a point too we can discuss later on in the big issue. We have the potential, that's what the folks are telling us in the region, to become first world. If we use this money right. But we can become first world fighting each other down.
It's the accountability, the transparency. That's what it's missing.
Yep. So, talking about first world, right? Something come in.
Oh my goodness.
A trade center come in.
Yes.
Right? The World Trade Center, the first in the Caribbean, is coming to Guyana shortly because we're being made to understand that DDL, folks, DDL has been in talks with the World Trade Center organization.
And CARICOM.
Right? And CARICOM. And together, they're bringing the I guess you'd call it maybe the Caribbean Trade Center. I don't know how they're going to name it or whatsoever. Right? But the concept, right? My only thing about this is that it takes you back to a time I don't sometimes want to remember. Because I know how this story ended in one country with trade centers. Okay. Right? So, but I love the idea, again, we need progressive ideas to move this country forward. And it's one of the things you'll be impressed by when you go to Trinidad. Trinidad in Port of Spain, you got a lot of high-rise building. You actually think you're like in Manhattan because the buildings are so huge and high. And
But
so
we
they
have
have
to
done a
look
lot
at
of stuff with
our
their money.
we have to look at our own landscape, and then the ability to actually withstand those high-rise buildings, because I know a lot of even those buildings that are of no significant magnitude are reported to be sinking, especially when being constructed in Georgia. There's a lot of work to be done there, but most definitely something that Guyanese should be proud of, that level of investment coming into the country.
So kudos to the folks who putting together that package, and I'm interested to see how it all pans out. Those folks who are now joining us, good to have you here. I see Shirley Juice, Etendry, Monica Scott is here as well. I sure some of y'all like selfie. Y'all gonna post up by the building and selfie whole day, selfie all the time.
Monica Scott is saying never experienced proper water ever in Guyana, and I am 62 years old.
My Lord, that's an indictment. I feel ashamed. Never.
That's, you know.
Wow.
We were talking once about the fact that Dubai didn't have a blackout in 20-something years, and the fact that person's babies born and grew up, became adults and don't know what a blackout is.
Yeah. And that is again is a challenge that I have personally. That election after election, the only yardstick is how much roads you can give, how much those should be givens.
Yeah.
How much houses you can build. That's what we're being judged by still. We gotta move beyond that. Those things should be a given. Any administration should want your food, clothes, and housing nation. What else y'all doing?
Correct.
What else you have in trade?
What is innovative? What is what breaks it and makes it for you? What is this idea that makes you unique, that no one has ever done before?
Yeah.
And that's what we need to be looking at.
Good. That being said, folks, what else do we have? What else? We got a lot of folks here. Tara, is it Sue Bryan, Rudy Hines, Marlon Blair, Gail Beckles? We got a lot of Gails watching here. A lot of Gails. Rashley Ford. Who else we got, Jurita?
I don't know. I'm seeing some Brian's comment. I don't know what's Brian's comment. What's Brian's comment? Try to change her outfit. Okay, I see it.
She still looks. She just still looks nice. There's a lot of show happening here, you know. There's another show happening. But that being said, folks, some changes coming to the Jamar Harbor Bridge, and good changes too.
Oh yes, most
good
definitely.
Changes.
Well, I will be checking in with some folks that I know would utilize that bridge on a daily basis, and so to find out how they've met with that system that's supposed to be starting today. How if it was more efficient or not, and if there were still issues. Well, of course, anything that's starting out may have some technical challenges at the inception.
Yeah.
However, I do commend anything that is that is an advancement, and also that makes Guyanese lives a little easier.
Yeah.
Because
I'm still interested to see how it works. I know that at least the last state I visited in the US, Connecticut, they have a system where you have to pay the toll as you move to different parts of the state, and they have something you just rest on the dashboard, and as you go through these toll booths, money is just automatically deducted. We still gotta push your hand through a window, and somebody some money, scrub the face, snatch it, you snatch it back.
I'm a little concerned about. The only concern I have when I read it about the new tolling system to be rolled out at the Harbor Bridge, it's like I'm thinking to myself, like, all the talks about a new bridge and all of that, seems that persons are making the bridge as is a little more convenient and comfortable. So it begs the question as the timeline.
For the new bridge. For the new bridge.
For this new bridge. I'm not trying to be negative about this, but you have to think about it. It's just things that come to your mind. I'm
happy to see the system though. You can see how it works. They say that it's you purchase like a prepaid card, and I think the money is deducted automatically. I don't know if your vehicle has to be outfitted in some special way, but they'll have the make of your vehicle and all that, and they say that that they've been piloting it with government vehicles and it has been working efficiently thus far. But interested to see how it works. And guys, let me just say this as what do you say? Something of full disclosure. My thoughts are slipping me. Here, good some music. My thoughts slipping. Parliamentarians cross the bridges for free.
Yeah.
As as a
Mm-hmm.
as a matter of full disclosure.
Mm-hmm.
You just go, you show your parliamentary ID card,
Mm-hmm.
and you can. That's one of the perks of
Mm-hmm.
being a parliamentarian.
Mm-hmm.
You get to cross the bridges for free.
Mm-hmm.
So
Different.
you should all aspire to be parliamentarian. That's the point I'm making.
With that
but
said,
that's when the perks start and stop.
with that
Free
said,
crossing the bridge.
$200.
$200
How often do you
saved.
do it?
Saved.
When was the last time you crossed the bridge?
Yeah. But I'm happy to see the system too. I'm very happy to see the system. You know what I'm happy to see too? That so many folks are joining us. So many folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Turning our attention to other things, Minister Bharat, Vikram Bharat, he's been talking about what's happening in the extractive industries.
Yeah, most definitely.
And this is something that Director knows a lot about.
I know it's at the back of my hands, as persons would say in Guyana, because
Talk to us.
what is interesting is that the headline that we're looking at says the Natural Resources Minister laments poor recovery rate in gold and timber. And I'm not gonna attempt to speak about timber, but definitely about gold and how that goes. And rightly so, he says the recovery rate of gold is just between 30 to 35% altogether. And what persons would know, that anyone that is that knows anything about the mining industry would know that that's one of the cries of persons that actually go up there and work. A lot of persons go then do gold mining altogether. And I know persons in Region 7, this is knowledge. This is like everybody knows. The smallest child coming up would know. But persons go and they make major investments to go into the mining industry, and at the end of it, they are literally washing away 70% of the gold. So they're only recovering or trapping about 30%. That's why a lot of times that when someone could go and work in the area, as they say there, and when they're done, other persons, would go and work what they call the tail end and still get gold, because when they're doing this wash down, as they call it, they only have the ability to trap about 30 to 35% of the gold. And especially gold is not something that is one way all parts of the region. Some golds are more dense, some is more light, and all of those things. So light gold is even harder to trap. But what interested me about that particular statement is that I was hoping to see not laments about it, but I was hoping to see Vikram Bharat taking initiative as to yes, and they have been looking at XYZ technology being utilized in other countries, and these are things that they will be bringing and testing here in Guyana, instead of just lamenting that this is what's going on.
Good. So take it, guys, beyond lament. And while you're talking about gold, look what's happening in Bartica. I know you know about this too. Look what's happening in Bartica.
Bartica's home. That's my home. That's where that's
right?
my life.
You don't tell me whether we're going or not.
We're going live and direct.
Live and direct from the regatta. That we're is coming back with a bang. This is one of the high points of life in Bartica. But I know people had some problems with a recent concert that was being held there or something of this sort. I know it ties into the regatta.
Correct.
But part of what they were saying is that they had no local artists from Bartica. Talk to us about that.
Well, that's particular because I want to say Bartica is something that activity is dear and held dear to the hearts of Barticians generally. But there were an outburst I noted on social media, on Facebook, that is saying that one of the organizers that is looking after some of the regatta activities, the event that was being announced, they're saying that it did not. So let me just be quiet. It was a one Guyana night. That's what it was labeled, a one Guyana night. And the local persons in Bartica, the local entertainers there, I think it was one particular DJ that complained bitterly to say that it is disrespectful at the very least that you have this whole activity planned and not one local DJ or artist is actually being slated to perform.
Where is your local content?
The One Guyana Night. So, oddly, that is the One Guyana Night.
Wow.
That's what it's named, the One Guyana Night.
Wow.
Nothing local.
You see, when you drill down,
yeah,
you examine these things,
Yeah.
you see the flaws in it. So
Yeah.
a name is one thing, the content of it
Yeah.
is something totally different. And the musicians had all right to ask swamp to we people. We can't
Yeah.
sing, we can't dance, we can't
Yeah.
gyrate, we can't walk up. But maybe because Joey is no longer there. All those things.
I'm embarked every single week.
Maybe
The
because
Boris share.
I'm just joking. Just joking. Yep. Person of interest. Love this aspect.
This is special to Sharon, the person of interest
Yeah.
this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and
Yeah,
let him
person of interest. You know what I
introduce
like
that.
about it? I like to see young people excelling.
Yes.
Young people excelling. And
Samuel.
we've talked before about Samuel Haynes and the fact that he stopped the Regional Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination. That's a long thing there. It's like if, and that's like a Ashley thing. You know, the minister within the ministry with responsibility for finance, within the office of the president. This is as long as that. But Cape is in charge. But we need to find a short title like that for Ashley.
I'm gonna
a short title for a short man.
I'm gonna check and see what the abbreviation spells
right?
out.
So Samuel Haynes stopped the whole Samuel Haynes, sorry. I'm gonna embarrass the child of Haynes. Samuel Haynes. I apologize to Samuel Haynes and his entire family, his school and the whole community. Samuel Haynes, he topped the Caribbean. I think it is fantastic. He topped the Caribbean folks, right? And, you know, young people ought to know that, you know, they do well, you know, there's a support system.
Correct.
They go on, they excel, and they contribute in a meaningful way to the society in which they live. But more than that, there was a youth group just recently who honored him. As you know, well, Samuel Haynes comes from Buxton. And you know, I grew up hearing, can anything good come from Jerusalem? There's a scripture in the Bible. In the good book, folks, Samuel Haynes come. When you think about Buxton, people got the whole set of negativity, right? But good things happen in Buxton. I love Buxton, right? You catch Buxton on the railway embankment, some delicious food in the evenings, folks, right? A beautiful community. Samuel Haynes hails from Buxton. He did exceptionally well. 18 grade ones.
Yeah.
Bright like a 7,000 watt LED light. Bright, right? You got 700 watts pumping in itself from this place. He's brighter than them.
So
right?
We're super proud of
Super proud. Him and all
of
the other young people who really excelling. But a group honored him quite recently there in Buxton. They put up a big billboard with his accomplishment there. And they had a ribbon cutting and all that. So I want to say kudos to the youth group there.
Correct.
That did this to honor Samuel Haynes. Beautiful folks. Respect and manners.
Most definitely.
As we say,
we
respect and manners.
We love to go and when we go out there and see young people actually doing their thing, making us all very proud. And as a mother myself, I want to say that these things are, it gives you something to go and show to your children and say, you know, this is what you should be aspiring to do. This is how you should aspire to excel. Not directly with writing 18 subjects, you know, but just go out there, do your very best. This is the way in which we want your life.
But listen to me. If you want to write 40 subjects, write 40 subjects. It's your brain, you're doing it when it's not me own.
Yeah.
You want to do 50, do 50.
It gives
push yourself.
It gives a more diverse opportunity for you. It gives you a wider scope for you to go out with. But
how come you don't say to people, only earn so much money? Right? Elon Musk, why you want $261 billion? Oh, settle for 1 million US. Right? The children want to write 560 chums. That's they're the parents who fund it, whoever funding it. Right?
And if you want to do 10, do 10 too.
We gotta push our young people. You know,
the balance, Sharon. I love to talk about the balance, and that particular young man. A lot of good was said about him and his life altogether, his disposition. Because I read a whole lot of good that was what persons were very proud of him and who the person he is altogether, not just through his academics.
We need bright young people that are going to come and take over from us. You know, in the vein of Rav Gonzalez talking about, you know, transition in leadership, and he has to go and so on. All the folks got to come and become prime minister and so on. Young people got to take over this country someday from us big folks, right? And we need bright young people, right? There's a whole other world happening out there. You pick up the New York Times, who folks happen to buy for us when they're passing through and bring us different newspapers, and you go through those papers. There's a whole other world out there. We were talking about the digital currency.
Yes.
I certainly we lose a lot of people in that segment when we start talking about digital currency. But that is the world that Samuel Haynes and his colleagues got to go and understand and come back and benefit the people of this country. Or else we're going to be left behind.
Yes.
We're going to be left behind. If we don't understand these issues, we're going to be left behind.
I think you need to refresh versus memory on that particular word.
So congratulations to Samuel Haynes and all of his colleagues that did well. The students from across this country, CXC and CSEC and CAPE and all of that, push them, give them the tools to excel, help them, support them, and let our kids go out there and do well. Let them go there and do well, folks.
On that note, while we closing off on him, I want to say a special congratulations to his parents and the persons that mentored him in his home and all of that, because a lot of us want our children to go out there and do excellent, but we're not providing that environment for them to actually think straight at the end of the day. So yes, everyone has the ability to do extraordinary. Well, most persons do. A very minimum amount of persons have different challenges that prevents them from getting to those certain levels. But as parents, it is our responsibility to create that environment. So kudos and congratulations to his parents and his relatives and friends, whomever was integrated to the point of aiding that environment and creating that space for him to be comfortable to sit down and learn and study.
Yep. And I think lots of times when you trace your own success, you can't necessarily identify one person.
Yeah.
So many persons. It takes a village. The African proverb says it takes a village to raise a child. That's what I was going to. The teachers, the parents, community leaders, all of that. Sometimes you don't know. It could be the slightest thing could keep you on track. You know, you could be going home from school one day and veering off course, and a big man look and say, "Hey, at home, you know, you stopping to do something, you kick him bricks going home and say, hey, stay in the car now." Right? I pulled over the other day, I saw a little child looking like 8 or 7. He had a ball in his hand and he kicking one on the grass, and I stopped, took the window down and said, "Son, stay in the car now." He said, "All right, uncle." When I start using uncle, you know. All right, uncle. You know, it takes a village, and we always say here that we gotta fight for our children. Right? We got to fight for them. Some of them can be little wayward. Children go in different environments, the socialization and all that kind of stuff. But we can't give up on them.
But they're all different.
All different.
Yeah, they're all different.
Don't give up on the kids. Don't give up on the kids.
I do not try to think that your child is going to be you and who you want them to be, you know. So sometimes a child is just doing things differently. You see it as wayward, but it's not like that. But congratulations, Samuel Haynes. Excellent
good job
done.
Good job.
And we're going to be looking to the future to see what more you bring.
Good job. That being said, Rita, the big issue.
Oh yes.
Big issue.
Which one we're tackling today?
There's so many. Inclusivity in the development of this country. And we think that's what Sarah Ann Lynch, the American ambassador, was talking about quite recently when she's talking, I think, to the Ghana Manufacturers Association. Inclusivity in the development of this country. Yep. And I think it's on two fronts. It's inclusivity in that the oil sector, the same thing that we're accusing Trinidad of, don't become us. And it looks like we've done that already. To be honest, where oil and gas dominates everything else. And Jurita is the economist, and Jurita can tell us what the other sectors are doing, right? You know, I can feel right now because of Jurita and the work Jurita has been doing with me, then the non-oil sector looking poor for 2021, 2022, you know, sugar production, rice production, right? Looking thin. So there is inclusivity, making sure the other sectors benefit as well, and they can all go up together. And then there's inclusivity in the distribution of wealth, part of which we talk about during the COVID-19 25,000 cash grant distribution. You know, in some parts of the country, we know it was fact that all you have to do is turn up. And then some other places and some other communities, they want to see your pot. They want to see your underwear drawer. They want to see how much beds you got, how many stoves, how much freezers in this house. Right? There's an unevenness. Even when you look, and we've been doing it here on our programs.
I'd be putting it up lightly when we say that that particular project was done in the most corrupt manner. And I think what you were describing there's no other word. It's corruption. You can't go to certain communities, and that's what happened. Like you're rightly saying, you can't go to certain areas and you'll be given you're saying in that area that, oh, it's just one amount of money per
Household.
not just per household. At one point in time, even to the persons living in a yard, they were just given one set of money to that yard. And then you go to another community, and you have them giving persons, oh, it's three families. Oh, y'all come and sign up. Y'all come and sign up and collect the money.
Yeah.
You know. And
Yeah.
it was done like that through that corrupt mechanism, because they had put political representatives to go out and distribute this money, instead of having the system, the structured system, persons that are officially employed in government to actually carry out the duties as they should have. But they went and they took political representatives and sent them out to do that, because they want to send a subliminal message that this is us, the PPP, doing this for you, our people.
Yeah.
That was the subliminal message that they wanted to send, and that is why the corruption occurred. And it's something that's terrible. And I'm glad to see persons calling out these things in not so many words, I dare say. But when you talk about inclusivity, you're talking about balance. When you're talking about one day, and you refer to this balance system in which
Yeah.
everything is done.
Yeah.
You talk about a system of equity altogether. And in that particular instance, there was not even equality, more so equity. It
Yeah.
is the most ridiculous.
And you know, this is a common theme we keep hearing, because in Biden's address in February, I think it was, when we were celebrating our Republic anniversary, he made the same comments about the resources being used for all the people of this country. And here is Sarah Lynch again at this forum following up on that by talking about inclusivity in the way we develop nationally. But you know, three things collided over the last 24 hours. We had that statement by Sarah Ann Lynch. We're still dealing with the issue with the comments made by Mr. Jagdio on Trinidad. And in a response, in a column in, I think it is the Trinidad Express, the author made a reference to something the IDB, officially the IDB says, that seems to marry with what Sarah is saying. I think we have that. And I want to share it with our viewers. This is what was said. This is the article talking about the column, asking the question, is TNT falling apart? Right? Is TNT falling apart? And they were making this comparison with what is happening there. And I think I have it in the notes, in the notes, exactly what was said. But again, if you go through that, it bears striking similarity to what was said. Striking similarity as they talked about inclusivity.
I think that, and I'm looking at the notes right now, and and we have several bits in here right now. We're looking at both the Daily Express that was said on March 30th, and then after what was said in the TNT Guardian.
Yep. Very, very interesting. So here's what, folks, and I want to almost read it verbatim for you guys. Here's what the IDB president, the Inter-American Development Bank, the president said, and this is what Curtis Williams in that very article quoted in defense of TNT. He says that, this is the IDB president, we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that we have not seen, frankly, since Norway discovered its resources in the 20th century, to help a democratic country, in the case of Guyana, truly ensure that those resources go to development of the country and within that democratic structure for the benefit of its people in a sustainable, inclusive fashion, and eventually take perhaps Guyana from a developing nation to a developed nation. It could have the resources to be able to do so. It would have the resources to be able to do so. And that is something we have not seen in Latin America and the Caribbean. The full transition in that regard. They would have the per capita resources to do so if managed well, and if everyone can benefit from it.
Yes, most
That's the
definitely.
president of the IDB. Listen to that now with what Sarah Lynch is saying. Again, you can't do it in a piecemeal, isolated, my friends, my family, my supporters. We got a potential. That's what he's saying.
Correct.
To go to a first world nation because we have the money now. But them boys, and again, they're only thinking in 166 squares. And other people thinking in 83,000 squares. That's the challenge that we have. That's the challenge.
Yeah, we have a lot of corrupt persons that are in office. That's the biggest challenge. Persons that are not interested with the benefit of the country, but their own personal benefit.
But you know what, Rita, is as we always say here, and I know that the man is the person who always champions this. It comes back to us.
Yeah.
How much we allow, and not only us in terms of a parliamentary opposition, because that's the other cap that we wear here, as well as being host of this program, but us as a people. How much do we, you guys out there, how much do we accept as a people? How much will we continue to accept? Will we get 30 years out from where we are now and still be talking about, oh, some road needs fixing, oh, something, oh, this body still need that, this broke a bridge here. Are we still going to be like that? Or together in the earlies as we are now, it's 2 years we pumping, right? In the earlies as it is now, we can sit down together, right? And come up with a nice blueprint for the next 30 years. Could we do that? Could we all buy into that?
Okay. In order for that to be done, the first issue that needs to be fixed is the issue of appointing political persons in positions that they have no level of expertise in, and removing the technical experts, because we can't get to that point of having this nice blueprint that you're talking about if the persons that are sitting in those seats that should be spearheading the projects and guiding the process for us to have those blueprints, if those persons don't know their head from foot, what they should be doing. And that is the issue that we're having. So you can have all the resources, but you can't, you're putting persons there that can't manage it because of your own political will. And that is what is going on. So we can't get to where you want to go if we continue to see persons just putting in political hacks to manage institutions and organizations that needs technical experts, because they don't know what to do. They're just going to come and they're going to lament, and they're going to repeat the same words given to them by their political masters, and they will not have anything else to say because they don't have the technical know-how and how to project betterment, how to project an advanced future for the Guyanese people. And that's the truth.
That's the challenge we have, but we got to fix it together. We got to fix it together. And a lot of people want to hear this, right? No one side got all the answers.
Yes.
Together.
Amanda said that.
Together, we can do it. We got the capacity, we got the brain power, we got the resources. And here, outsiders looking in and say, look at the opportunities them guys got. We could do this thing, but we got to put aside all this foolishness, right? And when you think you alone get all the ideas, you don't get your reward already. Don't have it already. That's our program for today.
Yes,
that's
guys.
our time.
Most definitely, these discussions are things that we're going to be continuing to have, and we will be creating a system. I think at one point that we will be linking all that we said and showing what are the results, what is the effect of the decisions being made right now, the haphazard decisions that are being made. How are the people of this country actually suffering from that aspect? The lack of transparency, the lack of democracy, and all of those things. It's one thing for them it not to be in place, but then to see how persons are suffering because those things are not happening, it's another story altogether. So we'll continue to bring you transparent information, credible information
as always.
As the days and weeks go by. I know that it is April 1st, like we opened the day by saying, so like I said, I'm going to be pranking church throughout the course of this day.
Pace and power, guys. Georgia, but believe it or not, the next time we see back our viewers, our ardent fans and supporters, you know, these wonderful folks are tuning every day. It's going to be the 4th day of April.
Wow.
Today's the 1st. The next time we see them back, it's going to be the 4th.
You see how quickly
the month take it off already. But good to see Donna Liverpool. Sister Mercy, right? Said it well. Together we stand, divided we fall, right? Together we stand, Sister Mercy, divided we fall. Andrew Cuthbert and Jennifer Bob. Hallelujah. What a name. Hallelujah.
That's the name, yes.
Yep. JG's, good to see you as well. Maureen Chester Paul and Sandra Raphael, Leslyn Charles, Christopher Harry Paul, good to see you, Christopher. Claire Alexis, Charmley Richmond, Joel Ward, good to see you. All you other beautiful folks, have a great weekend. But we're back with the podcast at 12 today. We're in the ring, folks, at 8 p.m. this evening. Well, 8 p.m. And then we're back. You guys should know by now, we just do the podcast on the weekend. And we are going to be back with FYI on Monday.
Sister Mercy says, is the bell ready for tonight?
We can see. So many people asking, Willie Bell, Bell on the repairs.
The bell
on repairs. That being said, folks, stay safe, guys. Candy and Roger Norris, Leonard Fraser down in Liverpool.
Stay safe, everyone. Thank you for joining us and have an excellent weekend. Bye.
Yeah.